I finally have my first SGC Order of the Year back, so that's super exciting, and it was definitely a very mixed bag on the grades that I got. This is my first order since PSA bought them, and I can tell that they definitely tightened the parameters a little bit. Not to say some of this isn't my mistake, but some of it's theirs. So let's just get into it. I'll start with the ones that are a little bit more disappointing.
All right. First, got the 9 on this Diamond Anniversary Chipper Jones. I actually have a little bit of experience grading this set, and I was actually, both for my personal collection and for selling purposes, sending in a ton of Hall of Famers from this set. Like I sold a Joe Mauer, I think, for $75 right before he went into the Hall of Fame. So I was kind of trying to do the same thing to get like a couple of $50 cards for my store. But I got a 9 on this, and I'm not entirely sure why. It looked really centered. The corners are fine. The back centering might be a little off, but I wouldn't send this if I thought it was going to get below a 9.5. So kind of hoping to break even on this card. A little disappointing. And then the same thing goes for this SGC 9 CC Sabathia. And again, there's just something I'm missing on these. I have several more players that I need to send, so I'll be looking these cards over pretty carefully before I sell them. But really disappointed. This is a brand new Hall of Famer. Again, maybe a little off center on the back, but come on, I could have got the 9.5. All right, this one would have stayed in my PC, I think. This one I was definitely thinking a 9.5 on. I do have a couple more copies of this card, so I'm going to be doing a lot of comparing back and forth. And I think this one's going to hit my eBay store. But dang, I got the 9 on this one too. I do kind of have a theory on what might be happening with these cards, and I'll kind of circle back to it at the end. But this is another one, an SGC 9 on the Kenley Jansen rookie base. I had a lot of luck last year sending in, because 2010, I would just say 2007 to 2011 is my prime collecting phase. And I had a lot of luck last year on like some Paul Goldschmidt, some Freddie Freemans. Like, I was pulling 10s really easily on this. And I bought a stack of Kenley rookies. I bought them in a lot of like 20. So my buy-in on this card is like $2. So in theory, I think this card is worth about $20 to $25. So I'll break even just about, maybe lose $1 or $2, but I don't think I'll send any more of these in. I might try a different player for the 2010 set, but definitely disappointed on this. I might just sell the rest of them raw and keep a couple of copies that look good. So this one was a big test. A 2006 Fleer Justin Verlander rookie. I have a 2006 Topps in a 10 that I like. That's part of my PC right now. And then I think I have a 2006 Topps I got a 9.5 on last year as well. So I was kind of trying to feel this out. This was obviously going to be lower value. I think in a 10, probably around 50 or 60 bucks, especially when he retires. I bought this one also in a lot of other 2006 Fleer cards. I got one more rookie that looks very similar. So if I'm able to sell this one for around $40 or $45, I should make like 10 bucks on it. I might just send the other one in another order as filler if I need it, but 9.5 rookie for a future Hall of Famer is not terrible. This one was strictly PC. This is the Sepia Refractor for the Eric Hosmer Topps Chrome rookie. So they're out of 99. I bought this card for around $15 raw. It had some surface issues, and I cleaned it up as best I could with a microfiber cloth and was just really hoping for a 9. I mean, a 9.5 would have been great, but this will just go in for my rainbow that I'm building because he's one of my favorite players. But I was a little disappointed at the 8.5. I have one of these on the way. I just bought it raw on eBay, and I have one more in storage in my collection. So I might try again and then sell this one, but disappointing on that. So let's get into some that I'm way less disappointed in. So here's my 2006 Topps Matt Kemp Gold Parallel. I am a fiend for gold parallels. I've talked about it on my channel a bunch of times. And Matt Kemp was kind of on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He's Hall of really good, and he does have a market. I picked up this card for about $5 raw, and it surprised me how good a shape it was in. And I didn't think I was going to get the 10. Worth definitely over $100 in a 10. These are so condition sensitive, especially the card's almost 20 years old, which, yikes. But the 9.5 I'm actually pretty happy with. I think I will flip this one. I have a couple other players from the set in a gold. Very similar condition. The best of which is a Matt Cain. I love Matt Cain. So that may be in a future order if I think I can pull a 9.5. But once we start getting into 9s, then you're just doing break-evens kind of stuff. All right, I featured this in another video, actually. This is the best copy of the 2006 Adam Wainwright, the Topps 52 Redux. I just really wanted to send this one in because the color when I buy these raw is usually pretty rough, and this is the most vibrant one. You can see, like, I have no filter over this video. It's really good. It's slightly off center, and one of the corners looked a little soft. So a 9.5 was like a crazy ask. And honestly, I thought it could have gone down to an 8, so I'm very, very happy to get this 9. I have no copies better than this. I have like 10, I think, of these raw. But I'm just going to keep hunting. Now I know what a 9 looks like. And if I ever get that 10, it'll be hard to separate with it. I think that's potentially a $200 card, just because these ones are also so condition sensitive. But I'm pretty happy with that one. All right, now we're getting into some of my favorite ones. Got the this is 2021 Topps Chrome X-Fractor Marcus Semien auto. So these are numbered to 125. I got this card for like 10 or 15 bucks, which was a steal. I don't think they put the number in the listing, so they were just selling it as a base auto, which, I mean, is a good price for that anyway. I think Marcus Semien's a potential future Hall of Famer, but he needs to put in work in his late 30s. But he's at 50 WAR at 35, so don't count him out. If I had got the 10, this would be an absolute monster, but I think the card as of now is worth about 100 bucks. Very, very happy with that. Might list it a little high and then just hold on to it, wait for offers. But yeah, not a bad long-term card to have. All right. Straight into my PC. This is now the second best graded copy of this Ichiro rookie that I have. I have a 9.5, and that's like the crown jewel of my collection. But 8.5, not too bad on this. I think I paid between 15 and 20 bucks. I think I'm $17 into this card, and then 17 grading, so 35 bucks. It's worth around 55. So if I wanted to flip it, I could, but I might wait until I have another better copy. But I just love Ichiro so much. So just very happy to have this in my PC. And an 8.5 is just about top of what I thought I was going to get. It's off center, the corners are soft, but luckily a lot of these start to peel or just have like speckling on them. And this one you can only see a little bit on the right side, the lower side. There might be a little bit there, but I really thought this was probably an 8, so 8.5. I overperformed on it. Very happy. Oh, I wanted the 10 on this so bad. But another Diamond Anniversary that maybe is a little heavier on the right side, so a little lighter on this side, centering wise. I think I graded one of these 10. It was a pop 1 for my brother because he's the biggest Ichiro guy that I know. And I wanted one too, but I got the 9.5. I have 2 more of these I'm thinking about sending to grade, so I'll have to look them over really, really carefully, but Ichiro in a diamond is just so beautiful. All right, this card surprised me. So a lot of these are listed for about 30 bucks on eBay. I got mine for 15, and Brandon Crawford in the 2011 set must be short printed or something. People love these cards. And I thought this was going to be a 9. It was a test case again, and the 9.5 is actually pretty big. Like, I think this card's over 100 bucks now. I think I've seen one PSA 10 or SGC 10, and it's got watchers at over $200, so I almost lucked my way into that, but super, super happy with this. Beautiful card. It's the debut, but can't win them all. All right, now we're getting into Kyle Seager, of course. I love the 2022 Topps Chrome Veteran Auto set, specifically for Kyle Seager. I'm working on a rainbow, and this is the refractor out of 499. I have 5 of these. One of them was almost in my next order because when I saw this popped at 1010, I was so excited, almost got it in the mail right away. There is a scratch on the corner. So I almost sent it in to probably get an 8, and I would have been devastated. So that one's going to stay raw, but this is one of my favorite cards that I have now. With that comes some disappointment. I talked about this one in another video. This is the green refractor, the same card, out of 99. I thought this card was perfect. I commented on that in that video, and I don't know how I got the... I looked it over, and there's like a line up here, but that's in almost all of them in this Topps Chrome set. Like that, I don't think that's an imperfection. And then I was thinking maybe the back centering could be lightly... It's not off enough to where I even think it would go down to a 9.5, but definitely not a 9. So this is one I got to put faith in myself here. I might crack this one out and resend it in a different order. I do have a second green refractor. I may just send that one and see what's up, but this is my biggest disappointment. I thought this was guaranteed 1010 and to be a centerpiece of my collection, but dang it. Dang it, man. And then to wrap it up, I believe this is now Pop 1 for an SGC 10. I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 of these. I control the market on the Diamond Anniversary for the Kyle Seager rookie. And most of these are very off-center. There's going to be very few I can send, but this was one of my best copies that I have. If it didn't get a 10, I was going to cry, but I got the 10. This is one of my favorite cards just on aesthetics. And like I said, I love the Diamond Anniversary set. This is the card of my collection. And I mean, it's worth probably $100. I think the CSG 10 has a bunch of watchers at $85. And it's just such a low pop card. I'm going to try to get another one, but I love this. And this one is so perfect. Just to circle back, that I think I may have hurt the other Diamond Anniversary ones by sending it in. And I think I just sent too many in this order. So like I said before, I have a ton of these Diamond Anniversary cards to send in. I'm going to have to split them up over several orders, especially if I have one that's so perfect. Because maybe I would have got a 9.5 on the Chipper Jones or the CC Sabathia. Or maybe even a 10. Probably not a 10. I doubt they'd dock it a whole grade, but maybe half if they can see just how perfect a copy is. But anyway, this is my first SGC order in about a year, and I'm very excited to be back in the game. I'm going to be selling a good chunk of these to pay off the order. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will have more for you soon.